We were in Soweto in Orlando. We had the privilege to watch Sundowns and Orlando Pirates play to a 0-0 draw in the first leg of the MTN8 semifinals. What did you make of the Pirates' performance? What did you make of the match overall?
Privilege is a interesting word considering how much I complained with it's not worth the admission.
You were moaning all the time.
Because they just kept missing chances, players were not making runs. But I mean, the game did have its lively moments. We should have buried Sundowns. What I bemoaned the most is the fact that when you do get Sundowns not at their best, you better put them away, because you don't see these performances.
That's what Coach Mangoba said as well, actually.
Yeah, you don't see these performances too often for you to capitalize on any other time. So I think we played well enough. I think we were the better team in midfield. But going forward, man, I think also then we need to give props to Umdao, closing off a couple of Pirates attacks. But that one wage that we had didn't quite come to happen, because I said to you, Ndlondlo versus Umdao, he wins the first duel. It never happened. Umdao was winning battles against everyone else. But as a spectacle, it was good. It was entertaining. There were chances created, but Pirates should have gotten at least 2 goals there. I mean, there was the header that I think Lepasa didn't make proper contact with. There was that, I think, Saleng, who was behind Nepal and then decided, let me pass because I'm not brave enough to take a shot. There was a free kick that went over the post. Yeah, Williams' head. So, I mean, there were things to be moaned about that, because if you don't capitalize, you surely will get hurt at this level. So it was a good watch at the stadium. You? Were you happy with your boys?
I was irritated by Chuck continuously in my ear, Messi, because and then yes, it was the section we were in as well, and the irritation was because in our Messi Ronaldo debate, you are on Ronaldo's side, and here you turn to me, it's like, no, let's bow to Messi. I'm like, this is the occasion when we are bowing to Messi. But you know what, Ronaldo's debut was exceptional. He was man of the match because he was the best player on the pitch. Certainly for Pirates, and I have no qualms about saying that he was that for both teams. There was a point where he did slow down a little bit towards the latter half of the first half, but then picked it up again. And the Sundowns midfield were not dealing with him. He was a bit unfortunate that some of his passes, like his through passes, did not go through. And that was like a good defensive work from Sundowns on a day where they were not good defensively. Very fortunate to come out with a draw. Very fortunate to not concede. I think, as you say, I heard Coach Mangoba speaking about the fact that it was hard for the Sundowns midfield because the centre backs were preoccupied with Saleng and with Lepasa, who were cheating, as he puts it, because they were on the shoulder of the defenders. They were, but I don't think they were really threatening behind the defenders. We spoke about this at the stadium, wanted to see those Pirates forwards make the runs through the channels. You don't see that. I wanted them to be more direct. When you are picking up the ball and you are one-on-one with a guy, take him on. You know, don't turn back to try build up again, because there were occasions where, and this is how Pirates had set up to play in transition, you know, with their back five, which was solid. Sundowns did not have a shot on target, and that was partly bad Sundowns, but it was mostly good defensive work from the Pirates back three.
We remember Charlie only getting like 2 looks at goal, not even getting a chance to shoot, and that was like late in the second half.
He was pocketed between Da and Sbisi and Maela as well. Like he, with the captain's armband, they played very well. Their goal was not threatened. Literally, their goal was not threatened. On the Sundown side, man, as I say, fortunate to get away with the draw. And all around, there weren't any good performances. Starting from the back, the entirety of the back four was discombobulated. It was disjointed, and especially on the right channel, which is somewhat ironic because in terms of the back four, Madawa had an exceptional game defensively. When you see him cover the left back and he's playing right back and he's getting there in time, he's making the tackles, winning the balls, not fouling the player. I genuinely think Madawa is world class. I don't say this out of the fact that I support Sundowns. I honestly think he's exceptional defensively in particular, and if he is coached even better, I think he actually does reach a world-class level. I believe right now should figure out a way to leave the country.
Do you think players like Madao are styled differently in terms of what the modern football requires of fullbacks right now, because defensively solid, but they want so much from those players right now in terms of going forward, supplying crosses, rather coming in late in the far post to tap in and get goals as well. Mudau was not quite polished in that particular field, or rather, let me say, in this particular game, he had a poor showing when it comes to his offensive game. Do you think he is a player who is primed for a bygone era in terms of style and formation, or do you think there is more that he can add to his game?
I think there's a lot of talent there, which is why I mentioned, like, if he's coached up correctly. Because in this game, my frustrations with him were going forward, because he did find himself in good positions, and that is worth mentioning, that he found himself in good positions. It was then that final ball, which is a bit disappointing, like the crosses all day. The Sundowns, the entire team was guilty of this, even with set pieces. I miss Lekay. I miss Lekay. But I do believe that's a side of his game that he can work on, and it can be improved, because he's done it in some of the games. He's not quite at the level of Omorena offensively as a fullback, but he is better overall. Like, his defensive work is exceptional. And I do believe, unlike a Wan-Bissaka situation, I've seen enough there to say that if he is asked to go forward a lot more, if he is working on that in training, I think it's something that he can improve, and he can be a dual threat going forward and defensively as well as a fullback. So I don't think he belongs to a bygone era. I do believe he can exist in this era and be very good, because yeah, man, the Sundowns team is hard to get into, and I don't think anyone is dislodging him from that position.
He's one of the first names on the team sheet, probably. No?
He is, and he has to be. You know, I do think while you are developing the side of his game, I'd be interested in seeing Sundowns play a back five. Him being the right centre back, and you have Morena as the wing back. So he can just bomb forward and just give you that offensive, the offensive side of the game. And defensively, as I said, like, he's right there. I would even probably think of playing him as a left centre back when I go off of the performance of Duruk over the weekend.
He was sliding all over the place and not really winning too many balls. I know you were disappointed with that.
I was very disappointed, because every single time when he was 1-on-1, he was ready to go to the floor, and he did not win all of those duels. There were occasions where the Pirates player comes out with the ball, which is one of the chances that Pirates squandered, where we felt the player should have shot, or maybe try pick out a more precise pass for as his teammate in the box, which neither happened. Also, I thought Pirates should have adjusted to that, where whether you bring in Pule earlier or you move either Saleng or even Lepasa himself, where you target Duruk, where you, every single time the player on that side gets the ball, takes him on like 1-on-1, because I honestly felt on Saturday he was primed to either give away a free kick, get a red card, or be sprawling on the floor while the player, the skillful player, gets away from him. And that's the only adjustment from the Pirates coach that didn't quite happen, that I was disappointed with. Maybe not disappointed, where I felt like missed a trick, where the Pirates could have taken advantage on that side of the Sundowns defense.
Looking at Pirates now, because I want to ask you